Hi there, it's Erica of AriBo Arts. I'm just going to hang out here for a few minutes and let people start to filter in. I'll just give Danny a chance to share this. I'm going to see if I can get comments to pop up. Somebody is watching. I've got 2 people by the eye. Still working on getting comments. Let's see. I can see the little hearts. And there. Okay. Hi, Alicia. Okay, so I can see comments. I'm hoping I'm going to get to see all of them. We got 6 people. Okay. Gonna let people sort of wander in. Get things all sort of set up. Bo's over on the bed. He doesn't know it, but he's going to the vet after this. So we'll see how happy he is at that point. But yeah, he's a little under the weather. But he may get up and want to be introduced again. So you want to get up? Do you want to come see people? Okay. Do you want to come see people or not? Do you want to come see people? Come here. Come here. Oh yeah. There we go. You can get your little bow spot in. See, he's a little out of it. So, hi Sharon, hi Annette, hi Donna. Those are all the people I can see on the screen. There's your bow time. Yeah. You want to get down? Okay, I'll put you back on the bed. There you go. Okay, so I think probably most people who are going to come have shown up. All 8 people, thank you for being here. Okay. I'm always happy that people can come on a weekday. Hi, Samantha. So yeah, I like it now. Hi, Jane. I recognize some people's little icons, so I can tell what they are. So, have you looked at the inspiration photo? Okay. It's a it's okay, sweetie. Yeah, hi. It's got a little bit of that nice foreground with the bush and stuff like that. Sort of the grassy, but the sort of brown grass, right? And then in the background, there's the green with the water, and then a little bit off in the distance, some more brown, rising mountains, and then of course the blue sky, which has some gradients of blue. Bo is headbutting me again. Hang on, one second. I moved his water so I could get a camera. There's your water. There's your water. So hopefully he will have a drink. He's having a drink. Okay. So that's the inspiration photo. Okay. I've been doing a lot with merino lately, so I thought I would try something a little different, or go back to some of those medium wools that I really like. Also because I have a lot of those colors. So I just froze. So I'm thinking I might be spot on the colors, but here's the question. Sparkle or no sparkle? That's what we need to figure out. Okay. Now let me show you what I have. Bo is headbutting my leg, so we'll see how well this works. I'm going to twist you guys just a little bit to my work table, hopefully without releasing the clamp. Okay. Get back up in the bed, sweetie. Get back up in the bed. There you go. Okay, so let's start with the blues. Okay. This is a hand-dyed, I've got the skylight, it's actually, let's see if that's better. That's a little better. It's not all that sunny out, but the skylight's giving it a lot of light today. So this is a variety of blues, so there's some more more turquoise, but then there's more towards periwinkle there. So that might work for the blues. I have this kind of great braid that's got sort of this olivey brown, but also this sort of, it's not really teal, but sort of more sea foam. I don't have a lot of green right now. But I think if I put the two together, we might get that sort of muted color in some of the grasses. And those are both Cordial, both hand-dyed by Pandora's Yarn. Okay. This is from Melissa's Yarn Barn. Okay. This is a merino. Okay. But it's not like a super soft. It's probably a 20, maybe 23 micron. So it feels a bit like the Cordell. Okay. So texture-wise, those would work. Okay. Now I do have some add-ins. I think this is a blue airy silk, but I think that's too dark. I do have some more sort of turquoisey color that I could use. Okay. But then I also have sparkle. Okay, and has anyone made their thoughts about sparkle obvious yet? I don't see that. So yeah, so we've got sparkle. We could pick up sparkle in sort of the blues. This one is called Ultraviolet, but it's really sort of a royal bluish purple. Too purple. Sorry, I saw that I froze there. Okay. That might be too purple. Somewhere I had a sapphire, but I couldn't find it. I have something called Sugar Plum, but I think that's got too much other... It's got like purple in it and green and blue. And so I think that's going to be too... It's not muted enough. Other possibilities are this one, Forest Blaze. No sparkle? Okay, well, let's see. Kind of like that one. So it's got a little bit of sort of mossy colors, a little bit of brown, some green, a little bronze. And so that might work. Okay. I've got silver. And then I've got some of these little packs from, this one's from Jazz Turtle, Esther, and the lighting is really bad right now. So there's some bronze and greens, and I can also pick things out, like we could use the brown, okay, or green, or mixed, and so forth. And I did pull this. I didn't decide if I wanted to use this. This is sort of a soft silk in a gray, which might not be exactly what we want. So the brown gold. Yeah, I'm thinking the brown. I'm thinking the Forest Blaze, the brown gold, might work best. Because I think I want some sparkle. Okay, so I think what I'll do is I'll take the ones I don't want, and I'll put them back over in the tub, which eventually I have to sort again. Okay, and I don't think I want this either, so let me put this back. Oops, that one ripped. I think we're going to go for sparkle. Okay, so as usual on my phone, so I can't decide what I want to make the dominant color. Do you think there's a dominant color? I mean, if you've seen the nice graphic that's done, obviously it's the blue because there's the blue frame. But do you think one of the other colors might be more dominant? Should we go towards blue with a little bit of the other colors? Okay. Or should we go more the earth tones with accents of blue? Which is kind of I think where I'm going for. Yeah, I'm thinking I'm going to go earth tones with blue accents. Okay, and that way the sparkle pull up a little bit so you can sort of see it. So sort of those three together. I have no idea why it is so bright on this camera, because it is not that bright in here. Okay. I think that's what we're going to do. Okay, so I think this is... Where are you going, sweetie? Oh, he's drinking more water. Good for him. He's staying hydrated. I think I'm going to pull out some of this marine now. There we go, merino. This is really thick roving. So my guess is we're going to be pulling it apart quite a bit. We'll do 3, I think. There we go. And then let's work on this. And what I'm going to do for this braid, okay, is start pulling it apart. There's actually a braid, and so pulling it apart always is different depending on whose braid I'm working with, right? Okay, so I'm going to pull one of these. There we go. And pull another one. This one here. And then what I'm going to do is, because we've got the different colors, right? So I'm going to break them up. Actually, I'm going to divide first like this. It's easier to pull apart. And then I'm going to separate out the greenish from, or the olive from this. You not feeling well, sweetie? Okay. There's a reason he's going to the vet. Okay, so now I've got 2 different colors. I think the olivey color is going to work better, right? Yeah, well, unfortunately, the picture is on the camera, and you guys are watching me on my camera. And so, if you got a second device, I just posted a picture of it on the AriBo Arts page. But it's definitely some of those earth tones. Okay. And then we're going to want some blue. And I'm thinking maybe not the turquoise bits, but the other bits should work. Depending on how we blend it up. Okay, so now we've got fiber everywhere. Okay. And I've lost the cat. Okay, so I'm going to move you guys, set you up for Sebastian. Okay. And, ooh, Montana, hi there. So, Alicia, I'm sorry, I don't have the photo available right now. Can I get you guys bent properly? Okay, you should be able to see, right? Yes. Okay, just make sure everything's steady. You're not going to tip like you did last time I did a demo. Okay, so this is Sebastian. Okay. We're going to get to use the feed tray because we're going to have sparkle. Okay. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to start with, this is a base, and I think just because you guys know I always paint, just to sort of lay our base down. And I'm just going to spread this out so it takes up over more distance. There we go. Okay, so put those there, just watch the ends. Grab the porcupine quill, because you guys all know how I feel about things stuck on the liquor. And off we go. Okay, so a little bit of that, sort of that color in the foreground with the grass. Okay. this looks a lot like that shrub, whatever that shrub was, right? So let's put this, I'll put these more on the edges. So we'll do that one there. This one over here has been a little tightly braided, so it's compacted a little. So I'm fluffing it out. Also, that way there's not like a big chunk that gets stuck here. I just realized I was fluffing off camera, so you didn't get to see that. Got some thicker bits there. Work those muscles. Pull that back a little. Okay. That looks to be fairly evenly distributed. And what I'm going to do next is, I feel like I want to have just a little more brown. I'm going to fluff out some brown. And I'm going to aim more for the middle. So this is a little different than what you normally see me doing. Okay. We're going to get to sparkle in a second. As a perfect gradient, I'm not trying to make a perfect gradient. After laying that down, I realized I want to actually probably go a slightly different direction, but so now I'm taking a shorter piece. I'm going to center that. Get out our Angelina. Okay. And remember, this is glitter, so just be careful where you're putting it. Okay. Try and get it straight. And you don't want it in big clumps. It's harder to use in the winter because, you know, if your hands aren't fully moisturized, you get stuck with glitter attached to you. Snag there. And then stuff it back in and close it up so you don't drop it. Okay, fluffing out another piece. Can you see the sparkle? Break off a little more of the olive. Doesn't want to come apart. Hang on. Put that there for a second. there's some olive. This is sort of a medium. I think we're going to go that way. Getting a little stuck there. Go back. Little extra piece that I have floating around. Just put in there. And then in a second I will pop you up so I can see questions. Pieces falling off the edge. Just pull those off. Okay, so I'm going to pop you guys up. See if I've missed any questions. Let's see. Hello, Tiffany. Let's see. Yeah, the lighting, I have no control over it. It's a skylight the size of a twin bed. Yeah, there's nothing I can really do. Yeah, as long as you can see the drum. Back on the feeder train, the liquor. Okay. Well, maybe I'll try you at a different angle in a minute. Okay. So what we've got is, it's obviously not a real gradient because I've been interlaying colors. But I like the way, I think what you're going to get is when you spin it, you'll have a different set of sort of mixes of color. I'm getting ready to do a little more sparkle. Pull out a little more here. And the other thing I have to do is I have to pull off some more of the olive. Yeah, that one of the things I also need to be figuring out in terms of doing these is what time of day I do them. Because obviously the sun shifts in place of things. Let me just try one thing. Just see if this makes any difference. Hopefully I won't lose the comments. Does that change the lighting at all? Did that change the lighting? For me, it's changed the lighting. I can't tell if it's changed from your perspective. Okay, so let's pull off here. No, it doesn't? Okay. It essentially just took all of your comments and made them gigantic, taking up the whole screen. Because sometimes if I mess with this little button up here, yeah, no, it's not helping at all. Okay. And it may be that I have to move back to doing these in the morning. I don't have good lighting in here at night, so I never do these at night. And my sail is always, as you guys know, on my landing because it's an enclosed space. I'm going to tilt you down, but I think what I'll do is I'll pull you back a bit and then maybe put you at more of an angle and see if that helps. Let me actually bend you. Nope, that's... You're right, it is very bright. Let's see if I can do it. Can't tell if that's going to help or not. I got a glowing hand. Well, I'll see what happens. So I'm making another one of these sandwiches with the sparkle. So what you got to do with sparkle, because if you just drop it on top, it's just going to fall. You want to trap it. It's getting kind of thick. It's a pretty dense Cordial. But you can see the sparkles starting to come up. Let's pull that over there. This over here. While I'm here, I'll also do one of those checks. You guys kind of know where I go like this. See where there's spaces. It's a little less here, but it's not, I don't have the huge over here that I often get. A little more blue. And it's an overcast day. That's the really, really weird thing about this. It's not like I've got bright sunlight pouring in. And I think it's time now to pack. So, burnishing brush. So you can see there's a big blob right there. Okay, so I don't probably need any more right there. But if I get, because this actually goes fairly well with that blue. A little more of the greenish. A little more brown. use some over here. The blue is slightly odd to me, but it is in the photo, so I'll put with all of this. Now I've got a couple of different blues. We are getting the colors from the photo. Just not sure how it's going to spin up. A little more sparkle. There's a lot more bronze. Let's see if I can get, there's some greenish color in here. Some of that's just where the light is reflecting. This is getting rather full. That's why it's being grabbed by the liquor here. I could just have kept going and let the liquor sort of work it out, but because of the sparkle that's embedded, I didn't want to create a knot. And I'm going to pull this back a little bit. So we do get the sparkle here, but there's going to be no sparkle in the blue. I'm not sure how I feel about it. Let me just check real quick. Because if we're going to have sparkle, we might as well have sparkle, right? I have no idea what this is going to look like spun up. Let's see where the really... Okay, that's actually evened out there. So let me push down. Whoa! Okay, we'll stop pushing down. You always got to watch your feed tray. It ate it. I wanted to add some more of a Mardi Gras type color. If we're going to have sparkle, we might as well have some sparkle. Though I think given the earth tones, if I was to do this again, I would probably see if I had, I don't think I have any Firestar, because Firestar is a little more subtle, right? Not as bright. Just going to let that grab. See, most of it ended up over there. See what it does on the next go round. Something has gotten stuck right there. Sorry for the confusions there. Okay. Not entirely happy with this, but pull off some of this. Sometimes they work out really well, and other times, not so great. I can put a little more brown in the middle, which I think is what I will do. Oh, there we go, here's brown. I am, however, going to try and get more of this blue off. I don't want the blue to wander too far off that side. I think most of the sparkle ended up there. And actually a bunch of it ended up down below as well. That helps it a little. Clearly full enough. Okay, 1 second. Move you guys up. Okay. I believe that was visible due to the lighting, so we'll have to see. Yes, I will definitely be posting a picture once I'm done. So what I thought I would do is, hang on, let me move you guys up. We'll see if you stay upright. You're on this sort of bendy snake. I'm going to take it off, and we'll see what it looks like once we fluff it a little bit. So pull off a little bit at a time. Let's see if you can. You need to be down just a little bit more. Okay. So, I know I'm at the bottom of your screen, so it may be covered by comments. I think I like this. I mean, this half I like. It's got some nice sort of mixes of the different browns and olive colors. So those of you who are still watching, can you write down where you're watching this from? Are you watching it on AriBo Arts? Are you watching it on the WAFA page? Are you watching it on the WAFA group? I'm not sure where Danny was going to share it, and so I'm not sure all the different places Danny shared it. So if you could tell me where you're watching it, that's actually going to help us as we move forward with wool and fiber arts about where things get put and where people watch things. So if you could write that down, that would really help. Okay. Data collection. Ooh. Okay, hang on. Move you over here. And let's take this off. God, yes, it is really bright. I can see that. Oh, this is huge. This is going to be like a pillow. Okay, so I got my porcupine quill. And using it to get it between the teeth. Okay. Let's see if I turn you this way. So here's the back. I can get that out the light there. Here's the front. Yeah, I don't know if it's the white wall or what. Let's see if we do this. Don't want to make you guys seasick. No, that's even worse. I am so sorry. Okay, so if we get fluffy, we start sort of pulling it just a little bit. This thing is fat. Really, really fat. You can guess the weight. I start pulling just a little bit. So you can see some of the, that is so hard to see. So we got the blues with a little bit of the sparkle. Okay. The blues are peeking through the ground like at the mountains over here. No, that's worse. Okay. So a little bit of the sea foam into the olive. Okay. And I roll you this way. We can weigh it. With my handy dandy fake whip topping cover. Okay, where's the ends? Okay. And I'm not going to make it pretty yet. I'm just going to roll it. Get glitter on myself. Make a sort of... Oh, God, that light is just terrible. Okay, guesses? Guesses? Get this in the tub. Okay, what did people guess? All right. Yeah, sure. I know you're watching on Facebook, but which page on Facebook are you watching it on? Okay. Cheryl, did you just write 8 ounces? So this is a classic compact carder. Technically, it's supposed to hold 2.5. The most I have ever gotten on it is 3.6 ounces, and that was absolutely astounding. So Patty, yes, you are ambitious, but actually, I don't think I could get 6.2 on here. Okay, so 3.1 ounces. Okay, is how this came out. Okay, I promise you a photo that actually has no glare in it. Okay? Afterwards. Okay, that is so bad. I apologize. Okay, so I will read through the comments. Actually, hang on. Let's take you out. Let's see if this helps. How's that? Or I could do this. Maybe. Yes. There we go. So we've got, you see there's sparkle there. Yes, it is. Much better. Okay. There's the blue. It's a little bit of sparkle. Let's see if I can see the sparkle. Some sparkle right in there. So, and I think that this part here does pick up the green. It's not that brighter, more foresty green. It's more of a muted green. But yeah, so 3.1 ounces. I'll take a pretty photo later after I get back from the vet. And so forth. But thank you for coming. Yeah, I mean, there is a lot over here. I was kind of heavy-handed over here. So I will say when you spin it, it will not be consistently with the sparkle. The sparkle will vary. So if you're somebody who wants something to be very consistent throughout a yarn, this is not the bat for you. But if you want something that's just a little bit different, and it is, it's nice and cushy. But it's definitely Corriedale, right? So it's Corriedale, and even this other merino here, the brown here, it's definitely more of a medium wool. I mean, I would have no trouble against my skin, but this is more of a hat or mittens, or a bigger cowl that's not rubbing against skin. So that is going to Sam Bo's not feeling well, and so we are going to the vet in a few minutes. Well, actually, in an hour or so. And yeah, so thank you very much for tuning in. If you didn't get a chance, please write which page you are watching this on, so that we have an idea of how people are accessing this. Because we're going to shift how things get done in Wool and Fiber Arts a little bit, and so we would like some data. Okay, so thank you for tuning in. I think Bo's underneath the dresser at this point, so which means he doesn't feel well. Okay, so you guys take care. Yeah, it is ginormous. Okay, you guys take care. Bye bye.